All right, good morning, Nuke traders. Welcome to Nuke Trading. So, I want to do a quick recap on TWG, which is a Chinese based company. I want to real quick take a look at why this thing even started moving this morning and why it is now the top number moving stock. It is up 174% at the moment roughly, and it just broke out the day high about 4 or 5 minutes ago. So what happened with this stock is in the pre-market session, nothing else was moving. So simply some offers started to come in at the ask and started to catch some attention. As soon as it started to break above from this 260 level to 340 plus, it started to hit the stock scanners. Once that happened, it just kind of just took hold and became a very popular play in the pre-market, and it just started to move on its own. As you guys can see, it started from about $2 and went up to about $4.45 in the pre-market. This was between about 8:30 a.m. to roughly about 9 a.m. Okay. Now, as you guys can see here, it did have a sharp drop to 250 right at that 9 a.m. mark. Now, you might ask yourself, why did this happen? Why would it go from 435 all the way to 270 as a sharp drop? Well, number one, keep in mind that Chinese plays are known for going up and coming down very quickly. So if you decide to trade them, make sure you're either experienced or you're using what's called a stop loss strategy. Now, remember, stop losses do not work in the pre-market hours. So if you do trade this in the pre-market or post-market sessions, you have to be ready to kind of sell out your position if it doesn't work against you too much. Now, the reason this dropped at that 9 a.m. mark is because they released news about an offering. I know, that's very unexpected, but it does happen sometimes. But when the offering news hit, it dropped from 440 down to 270. But it quickly regained that loss and started to go right back to that volume weighted average price, which was about $3.98, and started to trend upwards again. Ever since that moment in the pre-market session, this has been trending up and this held its gains pretty well. It did have another smaller dip here after the market opened right at 9:30 to that 395 area, but has been continuing to push higher and higher and higher throughout the session. Now, it did hit a pretty big resistance at this 480, 460 mark, and it started to trade sideways for about roughly 30 minutes, 40 minutes, right, guys? And as soon as we got past that kind of that 30-minute window, it started to trend upwards because, again, there's nothing else moving in the marketplace. This is the most fluid mover. It's the most hyped mover. People are all over it. The mob is buying into this stock and selling it and flipping it. So it creates a lot of volatility and movement. There's only one other stock that I would have maybe been looking at today, which was ZENA, which actually had decent news in the morning. The only problem with this stock is it was a bit of a higher float, and the price action had already gained so much before the market opened that there was only a limited amount it could have kept on going up. Also, whenever you look at these stocks, look at the daily view and see what's been going on with the stock on the daily. As you guys can see here clearly, ZENA is an IPO, right? So this just started trading on the Nasdaq exchange on October the 1st, right? And as you guys can see, it's been dropping, right? So what would make this an indication that this stock is going to continue to go upwards? It probably won't, since it dropped from this, the last basically 9 trading sessions, is most likely going to pop up and pop right back down, right? It's an IPO. Keep that in mind. You have to be smart when you're trading these. Now let's go back to TWG, right? As you can see on the daily, nothing's been happening for a very long time. It's been sideways, small bump, sideways, and all of a sudden, boom, breakout, right? So that's all that it takes is you get to watch for that sideways action and always track your indicators such as your MACD and your RSI, which is Relative Strength Index. Okay. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Like this video, and I will come up with more videos on what these different indicators mean, and also I'll provide you with more recaps, by the way. Now, TWG, Let's see what is this going to do for the rest of the day. Now that it's broken above that $6 mark and it's hit 630 at the day high about 629, it's probably going to start to trade sideways here for a little bit. Now, here on the right side, do you guys see these blue lines? These are your volume by price. Now, what are these lines? Why do I have them here? Because that's going to tell me where the majority of the orders or the trades took place at what price, right? This is whether the people are buying or selling, shorting or going like, it doesn't matter. It's just going to show you the most activity at a specific price point. So you guys can see here the most activity was at 489, right, today. And then once you crack that 489 support, your next level will be 475, roughly 475. And then I would look for the next after that, I would look for that $4 mark, right? So if this stock gets below $4 today, I'll be very cautious about that. It's going to be very difficult to see it regain any ground because once you break through this $4 mark, there really is nothing else here. There's no other uh, volume by price levels that would kind of give us a rebound or a push back upwards unless hype comes in or news comes in or something unusual happens, and most likely will break that $4 mark and continue to fade down, because what's going to happen then is shorts will start to take over this, short it right all the way back down to where it was yesterday, which was around that $2 mark. So that's your recap for TWG. If you guys have any questions, please put it in the comment section below. Enjoy the day and good luck making money.